Hey, it's Honey again, and have I got a special guest for you? That's right. That's right. Tonight, I have an amazing guest just for you. He is awesome. He is crazy. I met him at a horror convention a couple years ago, and he's still just as funny as he's always been. So, um, he has his own show. He's a horror host, and he has some of the most unusual movies I have ever seen. And sometimes I'm doing this because I can't watch them, they're that scary. So, stay tuned. We're going to have some fun because it is double feature night. Especially if you like scary movies. Hey, it's Honey Gregory again, and we're back, right? Welcome to my channel, Perpetual Learning, where we are always learning, because if you're not learning, you're dying. I know it's boring, but we have to learn. Nobody wants to be dead 6 feet under where we don't know anything, unless you're in a scary movie, right? Hack, right?
This is true.
All
This is
right,
true.
so welcome, Tony Hack Covington, horror host extraordinaire. Whoop,
Thank you. Thank you. Hi, kids. I gotta say that.
Hi, kids. Kids, what's up? Oh my gosh. So we've been talking about you being on my podcast and us chit-chatting forever. And so I'm so glad we ran
Yes.
each other at the FrankenCon, and you guys are always just so adorable. And so tell me, all right. So wait a minute, something happened here. I hit a button. Okay. So
Oh,
tell me what's going on with you. So tell us about your show. You've got the show on Roku. I'm looking at the thing here. Hack's Horror Show, right? It says the
yes.
Monster Channel or something. I mean, I'm confused because you got all these little cool things here on your little card.
Oh, yes.
You got
Yes.
this spooky little sticker, man. I was like, yipes.
Yeah, that's I was a gift from a friend. The logo was. It was a
Ooh.
lot of fun. But no, Hacks Horror Show. I show music videos, movies, stuff like that, and do my crazy little antics. It's a whole lot of fun. You can see it on the Monster Channel on Wednesdays at midnight and Sundays at midnight. You can watch me on television all across Tennessee like at 2 in the morning. I'm that naughty horror host that you're not supposed to watch.
I noticed that I was watching some of your stuff. I said, woo, I heard the F bomb like 500 times in 3 seconds.
Yeah, I don't think anybody recognizes me if I don't like
Yeah,
just
you got to give it to
that.
him.
That's why the beginning of the show it just says profanity across the
Yeah,
screen
right.
because
Like,
that's
beware, beware. Got
yeah,
some words in here.
and it's a whole lot of fun. I've been doing that years.
Yeah.
I started early 2000s.
Oh, wow.
Uh,
So how'd you get
and
started? Why? What
oh
inspired you to do this, man? Who does
well,
this? This is not the thing that normal,
no.
everyday folks going down the road does. So what in the world got you inspired?
No, a long time ago, like when I was a kid, I we had a little bit of a local host, not
Mhm,
really. We would
mhm.
get like reruns of other people. And I was just an incredible fan of the horror host stuff. And as years went on, when I started, and I wanted to be two things. I wanted to be a horror host and a professional wrestler. And I was lucky
Ah,
enough to do both of those things
wow.
simultaneously.
That's
But
crazy.
starting out or like watching and everything, like
Mhm.
we got a little bit of the horror host stuff out there, not very much. But then, like, I watched Tales from the Crypt, and I absolutely fell in love with the Crypt Keeper.
Mm.
And then my other, actually, honey, it's funny talking to you about this. It's the other one was it was you and Joe Bob Briggs on
Aw.
watching Monster Vision, and as
Aw.
soon as I seen that and like the
Yeah.
way it was presented, I was like, "Oh, I wanna do this." And I
Yeah.
was like, now I believe I could because I was like, I'm not a vampire. I don't really cosplay. I don't ever put on costumes or anything like that. And like, you see people like Count Gore and stuff like that, and they had the get-ups. And I
Mhm.
was like, I don't really have a get-up. I just got a leather jacket.
Yeah,
So
well, hey,
that
it's a
was
cool
the
leather
costume.
jacket. It's cool. It's like 1950s with the spikes on it, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my battle jacket. Actually,
Mm.
no one knows who I am if I don't have that jacket on. Like people like bump, they're like, "Get out of my way." I put the jacket on. They walk up. They're like, "Oh, Hack, it's so great to see you." So now I understand Superman and Clark Kent just as simple glasses.
Yeah,
It works. It works. It
it
really
works.
does.
Yeah, I always wondered about the whole Clark Kent thing. I'm like, really? Seriously? Like, you can't tell who it is? I mean, come on.
I'm proof. I got to do my own field experiment with that, with the leather jacket. It's totally a thing.
That's
But
cool.
watching you guys, that's when I was like really felt inspired. I was like,
Yeah.
I can do this. I really want to do this, and I don't have to be a zombie
Mm-hmm.
or like a monster. I can just be like me and
Mm-hmm.
just be silly. But when I was doing it, I was like, okay, everything's like this. I really loved Mister Rogers as a kid, and
It was
even
a
though
good
Fred,
show. Yeah, it was a good
yeah,
show.
even though Mister Rogers would despise my show, he was the hero.
You might be
Eh,
surprised. I
yeah,
think
and
he would be glad that you followed your dreams.
oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I would love Mister Rogers to tell me like, "Good job." That'd be
I'll
like, "Okay,
pretend.
done."
Good job.
Yes. Oh, thank you, thank you.
I don't know how
No,
to. I can't do his voice, but
no, uh, but no, doing that when I first started, I was like, okay, doing like the wrestling stuff, and it was kind of wild, kind of crazy, and getting that feel for like people, like
hmm
especially in live time, like where you're controlling emotions, the drop
hmm
of a hat. And I was just sitting there thinking, I was like, maybe it was a bad idea. I was like, I want to be the opposite of Mister Rogers. I was like, I'm gonna cuss, not edit nothing out of the movies, say and do just anything off the wall wild I could do. And I started to find that little that key demo. Those guys they started loving it, and then like when they see me out there being normal, and I'm not like cussing up a storm or being wild, they don't like it. They're like, "What happened?"
They
Like,
think it's the real you and not the character you're playing, probably.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
and now it belongs more to them than it does me.
Mm.
So like, so Hack's got a hack. I'm always gonna be dropping those f bombs all the way into infinity.
I wonder if I should get me a male girl costume or outfit. Well, you know, a lot of the outfits I wore on the show were some of it was my own stuff. Of course, I don't have it anymore, but maybe I should start dressing like Honey the Mail Girl. Maybe people would recognize me a little better at the conventions.
I,
Maybe that's the whole problem right there.
I First FrankieCon, as soon as you was there, I spotted you across the hall.
Oh, you
I,
did?
I knew exactly who you were as soon as I seen, and you
Oh,
were the
okay.
one person I was like, I got to go meet. I was like, I got
Oh,
to go meet Honey, and I'm
oh.
so thankful that I did.
I'm
So
so glad
thankful
you
that I
did
did.
too, because I go and I'm like, I just want to meet everybody and have fun, And some people, bless their heart, they grew up watching Joe Bob because he's so phenomenal, and the skits that he and I did were so hilarious. And um, when people come up and they start talking to me, it still to this day blows my mind. I'm sure you probably get it now too because you've been on for so long that people are now coming up to and going, "Oh, you're my idol," and stuff. It's like so it's kind of surreal in a way, right?
Yeah, when people hand you their babies, they take a picture with your baby, and you're like, "Oh, uh, okay."
Oh my goodness.
Like this is a tiny one. Like,
Oh
oh, I
wow.
love babies, but
Yeah.
that's the weird part.
Yeah, I
Like
bet, right?
that's why I give away so much of my stuff because I'm just so flattered anybody
Yeah.
wants it. I'm like, oh, just take one.
Oh, that's so sweet. And so the Hacks horror show is on Roku, but
Yes.
Roku has a channel called Monster Channel. Is that what
No,
am I
there. Yeah, it's correct. That's on
okay.
also on Roku. But no, the Monster Channel has been going for a few years. It's head by like Halloween Jack,
Okay.
and it's a collaboration of all kinds of horror hosts, past, present, and
Oh,
future.
okay.
It's nonstop horror host after horror host. So I do that,
Oh.
and the cable and the Roku channel. I do have a free Roku app. Uh, Being the naughty horror host that I am, I've been let's say I've been in a lot of TV studios, and they're like, Tony, we love you. You're a great guy. We cannot air none of this. We cannot put this on TV. And I was like, not a problem. I'll just make TV myself. And I dove into the Roku development
Yeah.
just to keep me from being canceled from
That's so
anybody
cool.
else.
That's so
But but
cool.
but good news is all the places that canceled me, it was only like 6 months later, and they came and they said, "Hey, send it all. Let's air it. No one's watching. Nothing."
Mm. They needed some
So it
help.
was
They needed a little
yes,
boost, didn't they? Well,
yes. So
I hate to say it, but things have changed, Um, when I used to watch TV at night on Friday and Saturday night late, and some of the horror hosts and wrestling and other things, there were so many things you couldn't do or say. You just couldn't.
yes,
And now the times have changed so much. It's a complete flip flop where you can pretty much say and do almost anything you want to. Um, and nobody cares because everybody's so desensitized to it.
yes.
And so now they kind of like expect it. Like they expect it. And if like once someone told me that they like my channel here, but it's too clean or something, like I'm not swearing and my boobs aren't hanging out and I'm not pouring blood on myself and doing some demonic shit or something. So,
Yes,
you know, it's like, oh well, go watch
yes.
something
No.
else. Because that's not me, but you gotta be true to yourself. But so okay, so what is this Slash and Thrills production? So tell us
Oh
about
yes.
this.
Yes, Slash and Chill was founded and started with Jake Perry out in West Texas,
Oh wow.
and he was making Tapeworm Z, and I'd watched a bunch of his short films, and I was just a fan, and I was like, man, if you would even want a cameo, or could I be the janitor sweeping the floor? I would really love to be like in this movie.
Yeah.
And I got a hold of him. We talked a lot. He's one of my best friends in the world. Flew
Oh,
out there to Odessa, probably the worst town. Wonderful people, worst town I've ever seen in my entire life. I was so ready to leave and get back to like not being in the
yeah.
desert. It was a pretty wild experience
Pretty
there.
dry for you, huh? A little too dry and boring for you.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the people were kind of exciting. It was definitely different. The newspaper said corrupt police department on the front page, and then I googled Odessa, and the first thing that popped up was number one in human trafficking. So I was like, great, cannot wait to vacation. But
Oh my gosh.
we filmed the movie there. Did a little quick cameo at Billy Pond's haunt out there, and then. And then came back here, and luckily enough, Jake decided to move Slash and Chill, and move out here to East Tennessee, where
Mm,
I reside. And now we're working on that together. We're working with August Aguilar and a
mhm.
few others in town, and we're making this a collaboration movie with all
Cool.
the filmmakers in town. So that's been a blast. And now we're starting a distribution
Uh-huh.
for people, like if they want to get their films out on Tubi and different things like that. Like I know how to get there, so helping other
Cool.
people. I had to work really hard. I started selling VHS tapes out of the trunk of my brother's car
Oh my
from the
goodness.
show when I first started doing it to like moving to like public access television and so on as to doing the Roku. So now
Mhm.
it was a long, hard road. Every slam door, no one ever gave me a shot except like one guy at a TV station said, "Okay, I'll show him how to do some of this stuff."
Mm.
So I want to make it easier for the other people because
Yeah.
I get to meet so many people like we were just at
Yeah.
FranklinCon, and when I see these people, they're like, "Oh man, heck, I want to do this, that, and the other." So I always try to lend a hand and
Yeah.
help, and maybe help fast track them there so they don't have to go through all the hard stuff. And an open door is always better than a slam door in your face. So
Well, yeah. And this business is so hard to get into anyway. And people are so all about themselves. It's like it's me, 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 me,
yes,
me. And they're always afraid that a lot of people are very insecure and they're afraid that if they help you, somehow it diminishes them in some capacity, when in reality
yes,
it raises everybody's vibrations and gets everybody more. I mean, because this is a universe that is full of abundance, but people live in this scarcity, scare, I'm not gonna say it right, mindset where, they think that if they do give away something, it's losing instead of gaining.
yes,
And so, you're wanting to help people, and giving things away doesn't do anything except for improve your chances of more great things happening for you. And most people
yes.
don't realize that. So it's very smart and very clever on your part. You're so awesome. Look at
Oh,
you
thank you.
doing nice things
Same,
for
same.
people. Well, people always tell me I need my own show. They're like, honey, do Honey Returns to the Drive-In. I'm like, oh my God, what would I
I
even
produce that in a
do?
second.
What would I do?
What?
I don't know. Like, we got to talk then. I don't even know what I do. I
Yes.
had some ideas. I batted them around a little bit here and there, but like we were saying at the beginning, I don't know what I'd do. I'd be too clean. I think it'd be boring. I think most people would find me boring because I'm not an ex porn star or, someone, super trashy or, it's like people are looking for that. I'm not a vampire. I'm not
Yeah,
not
yeah.
the
I
bride
don't
of
think so at all.
Frankenstein or, I mean, it's just like I don't have a gig. You don't have a thing. I don't have my glasses. I don't have my
Yeah,
Superman
you got
glasses.
you need a leather jacket with some spikes on
I
it.
got a
No,
leather jacket. I got lots of leather. I like leather.
no, I think it would be highly entertaining. Don't think it'd be boring at all.
I was
Uh,
thinking about doing something more Barbie
oh,
like a
that's
horror Barbie,
interesting.
scary horror Barbie kind of thing.
That's really interesting. That's a whole new take on it.
I don't know. It's something stupid. I don't know. I've come up with all kinds of stuff. But, yeah, we can talk about something. I don't
Well,
know.
don't listen to that. Me, and you probably seen him there, Professor Jeepers, the man in the lab coat at FrankieCon
Oh,
with
yeah.
the
Yeah.
beard.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Grant is actually Professor Jeepers is actually the biology professor for
Oh, for
Pellissippi
real?
State. Yes, for
Oh, wow.
Pellissippi State Community College, and we've been working with the University of UT. And we've been working on this kids show where I'm his lab assistant, which means I'm there to wear the jacket and say, "What does this button do?" And what
Mm,
the hell did you just say?
like Igor, like an Igor or
Yes,
something.
yes. And it's me and him going through time and all these different
Oh, that
events
sounds like
throughout history,
fun.
and just doing science for kids. And everybody said, hack your this underground wrestler and you do this awful show. Like everything attached to you is not like kid related. So been kind of worried about that, but at the same time I'm like, I'm not
Yeah.
listening to nobody else. I'm doing my thing. I want to make this kid show and make it
Why
fun,
not?
and
Do they
have a
need an old
blast.
lady playing some character on there?
Oh, absolutely, we'd love to have you on there.
I don't even know what I
uh
do. I just make stuff up out of my head. I don't even know why.
oh, I didn't know what to do. The first thing we did, we talked to the lady who put a rover on Mars and works for NASA.
Oh,
Then we talked
cool.
to the top paleontologist. So I'm just sitting there like, I don't know what to say or do here. Like I'm out of it, but I got to learn so much.
Yeah.
I got a dinosaur named after me now.
Oh, that's so cool. You're so cool.
I got to see so many things that the normal general public don't get to see. By
Wow.
the way, everybody, there's aliens. It is a
Yeah,
thing.
it is a thing. I know there's aliens. I've seen them. I've seen space. I've seen them.
Oh yeah,
I've
I
seen them.
just cameras were off, and I was like, "So NASA," I was like, "The alien thing." I'm just me talking, and they were like, "Oh yeah, absolutely." Got
Yeah, they've
papers
known.
wrote on it. I was
Yeah,
like,
they
"Oh
know. They've known for a
yeah."
long time. You know.
It was scary. So I was like, "I'm not gonna ask any more questions. Thank you
No.
for the interview. I'm gonna see myself out."
Yeah,
Got away.
I've seen UFOs multiple times in my life. Yeah, in fact, the last time I saw one was at a drive-in.
Oh,
2 years ago, I think it was. I was at the drive-in and I was watching. What were we watching? Heck, I don't remember. But my nephew was visiting and his kind of girlfriend or whatever she was then, and my daughter. We were all laying out there, and I was laying there, and the movie hadn't quite started yet, and it was a beautiful night, and I was just like, "Well, I know you guys are up." I was thinking it. I said, "I know you guys are up there. This would be a good night to show yourself because I'm just sitting here bored." And within 5 minutes, my daughter goes, "Mom, what is that?" And I look up, and it's like this giant cigar shape with
wow,
multicolored lights, just slowly, just passing by. No wings. It was not an airplane. There were no wings. There was no noise. There was nothing. It was just a giant tube. It looked like a giant silver tube with
wow.
multicolored lights, every color of the rainbow you could think of. Just slowly passing by, and I said, "Okay, thank you."
Yeah, well, maybe they were watching the movie and they heard you, and one looked over and was like, "You know what would be funny?"
Yeah, right. Well, I've heard several people because I just recently joined MUFON. I've always wanted to be an investigator, but um, they say that they read your mind and you can read theirs, and they read your thoughts or telepathy or whatever, and
Yes.
you can talk to them. People think
Oh,
you're crazy, though.
oh, all I gotta say to him is, "Hey, uh, come over. We can have coffee. Uh, we'll try to make something. Don't vaporize me, please."
Right. Don't probe me in certain
Yeah, no,
areas.
yeah, that's number one. Let's change that.
No
Don't
probing.
probe me, and
No science
don't vaporize
experiments
me.
on me. I'm not your your rat lab. Rat lab.
Rab, I can't say
I
it.
can't say it
Uh,
now either.
no,
Lab
it
rat.
was it was strange though, because when I asked them, they just said, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we know all about it. We've known since like the 20s." And I was like,
Hmm.
"Oh." It was like, "Yeah,
Hmm.
we got papers and we're gonna release them." I was like, "Just." So I just
Hmm.
ended it. I was like, "No more, no more. I'm out
Yeah.
of here."
Yeah.
So,
They know that there's a lot of people who just couldn't handle it. They go bananas.
oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and that's kind of what they said. And I was like,
Yeah.
and they were about to tell me more stuff, and I was like, I don't want to know. Thanks for showing me the dinosaurs. Thanks for putting stuff on Mars. I'm out of
You
here.
had some good info for me. Next time,
Yes.
bring me along. I'll ask all the questions.
Oh,
Are they
it is so
real?
much fun.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Yeah. Oh, I know they're real. People say,
Oh
"Don't
yeah.
say that in public." So now I'm gonna be on the internet, but I know they're real. I know they're real. They're
Yeah.
real.
I've never seen a UFO, but when I have the top
Do
expert
you
who
want
puts
one? Do you want to
things,
see one? I'm selling them right now.
oh no, no, no.
Okay, I
Tell
told
them
them to
false
send.
alarm.
I told them to send a UFO for you to see.
Yeah, tell them false alarm. False alarm.
No, Hack wants to see it.
And I possibly could. I live out in the middle of nowhere, and so you can see every single star at nighttime. There's no street lights.
Yeah. Well,
There's no
just
two
go
lane
lay
roads.
down out on the grass. Supposedly, you can take 3D glasses, take the blue and the red, put them over it, and put it over your camera lens, and you can see. It blocks out all the light that you don't. That's blocking you from being able to see. Supposedly,
Wow.
I
I
haven't
have a
tried it.
pair of 3D glasses right beside me.
Are they the black, the blue red?
Yes.
So you take those out and you put them together as one, and then you put it over your lens, and then you look up at the sky, and you supposedly can see in video what's going on up there.
We know what I'm doing later. We already
All
know.
right, you gotta send me the footage.
I will. I will. I
Okay,
will send
cool.
it.
So what
So
else are
fingers
you
crossed.
doing? My
Maybe we see something.
gosh, you got
Oh
your horror show. You got this slash and chill thing going on. You have your children's show. Do you have time to sleep?
no, no,
No.
I do not. No, we got tons of movies, and I got to be in tons of movies. One day I will get to play a different character other than Hack pops up in a scary movie and dies. so so I'm waiting on that. But tons of movies coming out. We're working on another one. Well, I'm working on one right now for Trauma right now
Oh,
with
cool.
Lloyd Kaufman,
Oh,
and
nice.
I won't say the name of the movie on here. It's kind of inappropriate, but I'll be popping up in that soon. I'm
Okay.
excited, and then I'm not fully active as a wrestler anymore.
Mm.
I'm getting a little too old and beat up for that.
Yeah, I
But
hear that's tough.
I do occasionally pop up in different places all over the country and yell on a microphone and have like the good guy chase me out. So check out Total Professional Wrestling if anybody gets the chance, and Horror Slam
Okay.
and the Hacks Horror Show. But other than that, it's just being a husband and a dad,
Well, that's the most
pretty
important
much.
job right there. Most
Yes,
important, most rewarding job right there. And it's work.
absolutely.
It's work keeping the flames and things going in a relationship, and keeping kids happy and fed and all
Yes,
that jazz. Hard work.
yes, it is, and compiled. So like finding the time for everything, finding that balance,
Mhm.
it's hard. but
Mhm.
also like my wife supports me.
Mhm.
There's a time when I was like, okay, I'm not going to be this or that or nothing, and I was
Mhm.
giving it up, and she like helped get me there. And
Aw.
especially like the merchandise, the stick on tattoos, the
Mhm.
t-shirts, all that stuff that's her doing. Um,
Aw.
the pictures on it, I wish I made something that cool. My friend made me that, and then the other logo with the little green guy on it.
Yeah.
I did a movie cameo, and the guy was there, and he had his daughter, and she's just a kid. She's like 17 or 16 at the time,
Mhm.
but I had seen that where she had illustrated a book, and I was like, man, that was really good. Like she's really talented. So when the director was asking me, he's like, "All right, Tony, you're done. That you're wrapped, and I got some money for you over here." I was like, "Wait, keep the money, and I'll make you a deal." I was like, "If Greta will draw me this picture,
Mhm.
you don't have to give me nothing."
Oh,
And she
good
was like,
deal.
"Absolutely," and made the logo in like one day,
Aw.
and I vaguely just described what I
Wow.
wanted.
Was it
I
this
said,
one?
"No, that was made by Mikey Newblood at Studio
Oh, okay.
617."
I guess I have that one. Okay.
Nope, I
Cool.
have to bring you the other sticker. I
I'm
do.
collecting them all. Man, I got a whole pile now from the last couple of conventions. Got a
Oh, that was
pile of
so
stuff.
much fun.
It was
What a
good.
great time that was.
It's so much fun. I hate leaving, but at the same time, I was like, on Sunday, I was just like, oh my God, I need to lay in bed all day today.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, it
hurting.
was yeah, Saturday I probably got out of there like at 10 or 11.
Mm.
It was later. The entire lobby was empty, and it was like me and like Matthew Henry standing there,
Oh my
and like
goodness.
eventually nobody. And of course Wayne Wheeler, Purple Wayne, I
Hmm.
had with me there.
So, who was the guy you introduced me to with the beard?
With the big beard,
Hmm.
and bald head and
Yep,
glasses.
yep, yep.
That is Mr. Jake Perry, with Slash and Chill
Oh, so that's them.
Productions.
Okay, 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 okay,
Yes.
okay, okay. Well, I couldn't remember because his name wasn't on here, and I was kind of, who was the guy? And I got to go back and look at all my pictures because I tried to make sure I took pictures that like got all their info too, not just the person. Because I made that mistake last year. I just went and took pictures of people and me,
Yes.
and stuff, and I was like, oh shoot, I don't remember who
Yes.
everybody is.
No, no, Jake's an awesome guy. He does not really like being on camera.
Mm.
He likes staying behind the camera. He likes creating stuff, special effects, movies, everything. He's right there. He's working on a new one with
Mm-hmm.
August right now. The
Is it the
Piglet movie.
piglet? Piglet?
Yes.
Okay, so I just interviewed someone earlier this morning, and they're going to be in that movie. Do you know? Why is my mind so tired? Good gosh, my mind just went blank. It'll come to me in a second. I'm tired. This is my third one today.
There's so many people on that project. It is unreal. Like Jason, and then I know one of the actors was there at FrankieCon. Ronnie,
Yes, Ronnie.
Ronnie.
That's who I had on earlier.
Yes,
Thank you, Ronnie. Yeah, Ronnie's all excited. He couldn't give me any tidbits. I said, "Come on, spill the tea, man. Come on." It's like,
yes. It's weird how I met him. Ronnie's a great guy.
yeah.
His soon to be wife a long time ago was trying to get into photography, so I was letting her take pictures at wrestling and
Mm-hmm.
at Hack's Horror Show, so
Mm.
she can try to get that. And then she met Ronnie soon after that,
Mm.
and that's how I met him. So
They're
watching him
so
start
cute.
doing these movies is so cool. Like I'm
He,
so happy he's finally doing it.
he loves it. This is his dream. So kudos to him. I got to start doing something. I don't know what I want to do. We need to talk. I need to figure something out.
Yes.
Okay, we got to do something. So I heard that Tingler's gone at the moment.
Yes.
Tingler's
Yeah.
gone. So you guys aren't on there. Um, and so where did all those people go? Are they on
Well,
Roku now? Did you get them on Roku?
I will help them. I will help Tennessee Macabre or any of those guys on Tingler get back. What had happened
Okay.
was like Roku, like if you're not a Roku developer, it could be up in the high thousands to be on Roku to have a Roku channel.
Oh, you had to
Uh,
pay? Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yes, and to have it the way you want it or build like a Netflix is one way. But me, with the beginning of like Roku and the Fire Sticks, the whole streaming, I saw the writing on the wall. I was like, okay,
Mm,
it's going here. I was like, it's going to podcasts, it's going to YouTube, it's going this way. I was like, just normal cable television, I'm gonna die here. I was
Mm,
like, no one's gonna be watching at 2 in the morning, like making it must see
mhm,
TV. I was like, I just gotta put it out there. So I started getting into that more and more and more, and worked on it, worked on it, worked on it. So I found every workaround, every
wow.
cheap way possible to do it. And then, like with Tingler Television, I also felt that too, because thousands of people, Roku decided to change the way they do certain things.
Mhm,
They had an easy way to have a channel on there, and you don't pay Roku directly. You
mhm.
can have it for free, but all the coding and building a channel to put on there and
Oh,
like
wow.
making URL feeds it's that's why people just pay a developer to
Mm,
do all this. I'm not a computer guy, but I was like, I don't want to not be on TV anymore.
yeah,
So
right. Yeah.
I was like, I got to get out there to the
So you had to
streaming.
learn it yourself? My
Yes, and
gosh.
it was baptism under fire.
Oh my
S
gosh.
Stayed up, and it took me, like, 2 years to learn all this, and I finally, like, when I finally
Wow.
launched the channel, I was happy.
Yeah.
And then, this January, Roku decided the way they were doing stuff, no more. It was their way of getting rid of any, like, type of, like, indie person, or just
Mm.
just clearing space, I guess. So they just hit a button and everybody's channel went away,
What?
and made it where it was only like you have to like pay a developer and do all this. Luckily, I was like, not me. 5 minutes later, I put my channel right back on Roku. I was like, oh no, I can do it that way too. So,
Oh, wow.
so I would love to help those guys.
Yeah.
I'm reach out to them and see if they need any help, and I would really love to get Tingler back on.
Is there a
Uh,
certain way to contact you, or do you want to tell people? So if you want to send me a bunch of your information and link that you want me to put down in the description, for people to find you.
Oh yes, you can hit me up on Facebook. Find me right there, Tony Hack Covington. You'll see a picture of me just laughing in a bar. Or if you got the email, you know it's me. It's Rev Tony Covington, and I'm sitting on a mechanical bull. Like, uh, but also like X stuff like that, and find me on there. And I'm a very personal guy. Like if
Hmm.
somebody messages me, even when it's like fans or something like that, I will respond. I will say something back.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, you're a very nice, sweet, awesome guy. So, it shows through.
Thank you.
Shows through.
Thank you are too. Well,
Oh,
I'm the guy
thank
part.
you. Oh, thank you. I try to be nice. I just, I don't have a gig like everybody else. I'm just kind of showing up and people are like, wait a minute, do I remember you? Kind of remember you. So,
No,
but
I don't
there's
think
a,
like that at all.
you know, it's,
Because the first pranking con, everybody's like, "Do you know who's here?" And so it was a huge deal.
oh, really? Like, I just felt
Yes,
like I was just sitting over there and, like, do, 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 do.
all those tables feel that way. Like I
Yeah.
call them yard sale tables.
Yeah. That's what it
And
does feel like, doesn't it? It feels like you're at a
yes,
flea market.
yes, that's what I feel like.
I haven't
And
thought
it's
about that,
hard
but
for me
that's
to
it.
sit still. I
Hmm.
gotta get up and go mingle. I
Hmm.
gotta go see people.
Well, that's what I did this time, thanks to Brian Parkinson, who volunteered to come help me out. Um, because left my daughter at the table, and because she doesn't want to move around and talk to anybody anyway. So I said, just tell people I'll be back. I'll be back, or text me or something. And because I can't sit there. Like last year, I just sat there twiddling my thumbs. Luckily, Bronson and Brandy were next to me, so once in a while I could talk to them. But we were back there in the corner this time, and I'm like, I'm losing my mind. So when Brian got there, I was like, oh, come on, let's go talk to people.
Yeah.
Let's move around. I can't take this anymore.
Brian, what an awesome guy.
Yeah,
What an
he's a
awesome guy.
sweetheart. He's a sweetheart. He's sweet. He wants to do more stuff in the film too. So maybe you guys could reach out to
Ooh,
him.
tell him call me.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm always into something.
Yeah.
I'm locally known as like that guy. Like anytime somebody needs like a location or funny story. One movie we were working on, we were doing it in a radio station,
Hmm.
and they had it all set up. And part of the movie had a snake handling church inside the radio station.
Oh wow, those are still
And
around, huh?
yes, yes, especially here.
Wow.
There's some every few blocks you might find one, but We
Wow.
were there, and well, before we got there, they reached out because it was like anytime somebody needed like a location, or oh, I need extras, or I need this person, or I need a makeup. I'm the go-to guy. Like, oh, I can't figure this out. Call Hack. Well,
Wow.
we'll get it solved right away. And he told me, he's like, I need all these extras for the snake handling church scene, and can you help me out? So I show up, and I got two vans out front, and they start piling out. And then he realized, he's like, Tony, are these the extras? I was like, yeah, that's what you said you wanted, right? I got them all here. We got a full house. And he's like, Tony, did you bring the actual snake handling church here? And I was like, yeah, it's going to give it way more authenticity if we have the actual ones here. He's like, did you tell him what kind of movie we're making? I was like, it's a great movie with a great ending. And it may be silly at first, but it has a good moral standing at the end. It's fine. So the actual snake handling church is in the movie
Oh,
as
wow.
themselves,
Wow,
and
that's
it
hilarious.
worked. It
Yeah.
worked.
Well, they would know more than anybody else how to be an extra in that kind of movie, wouldn't they?
Yes, and that was my thoughts. I was like, "Well, I'll just go get them all and
Yeah.
bring them here, and problem solved. We got the extras, and
Yeah.
they're all authentic."
That's cool. That's great. I love it. Oh my
Yeah,
God, you're
so
hilarious. Well, you
so
obviously have a genius kind of mind, or you wouldn't be able to just figure these things out, you know?
well, very well, I don't think I'm a genius or nothing, but the creative stuff,
Hmm.
like when I was younger, I had a full scholarship for art school, and I went to the Art Institute of Pittsburgh. But
Wow.
my thing was, they had like a 93% job placement with Disney,
Oh,
and the first thing that came out of my mouth was, "I don't want to move to California. I want to be a horror host." So
interesting.
I wanted to do that instead,
Well,
and
are you
just
happy with your decision? I mean, like, do you feel fulfilled? Do you feel like, is there any regret?
None, none,
None. That's
zero.
great.
I got a beautiful family. I
Hmm.
am so happy. Every goal I had in life, all these dreams, since I was a kid, I made a bet with my mother, and I was like, when I get this age, I'm going to be both these things, and
Oh,
made her a bet for $200 at the time. I thought was
$1
$2
million.
million. Yeah, and I
Seemed like
was
a
like,
fortune.
yeah, and I was like, I got all these things I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna do these before this
Wow.
age,
Well, good for you.
and she
So
still has that, and she still hasn't paid me the $200.
I think
So
she
she's
she
watching.
probably figures like I have spent so much money on you raising you, boy. You owe me.
Yes, but that was it. Like I wanted to do it, and I'm happy to say, like those boxes, I was fortunate enough to
Hmm.
like check those boxes. So that's why now, like as hard as the road, because I started probably early 2000s,
Mm,
and nobody knew who I was until about like 8 years ago. Then it just poof, it
yeah,
blew up, and
finally
I was
hit.
just having fun on late night TV because nobody no, it was just people falling asleep with the television on.
Wow,
So I was getting away with everything. So it was my creative outlet.
that's great.
And now it's blown up, and now I want to just go back to that. I was like, I just kind of want to go to the conventions and just walk around, see everybody, and then just go home after that. Like,
Well, I hate to say it, but we have like 1 minute left because we've been just having
ah,
too much fun.
I've had an absolute blast.
This has been wonderful, and I'm going to call you when we hit end because I do have an idea for something.
Yes, please.
All
I'm excited.
right. So,
I'm
anything
excited.
last minute? Where are you going to be coming up anywhere
Uh,
in the next couple months?
yes, I will be coming up soon. I will be at CreepyCon.
Keep
That's in
going.
Knoxville, Tennessee. I will be going up to Columbus, Ohio, for an event there,
Cool.
for a convention. We also have. There's so many more.
Good. So they
There's
can
some
find. Is
live
there a
host stuff.
list? A list
Yes,
somewhere?
yes.
Okay.
I will send you the list.
Okay. Well, you're not in Indiana, are you?
No, no, but
Dang it.
I will be up there
Okay.
soon. I will be up
Okay.
there soon.
Well, I need to get to more conventions. You need to tell some people. Bring honey. Bring honey. Bring honey.
Oh, honey, we can bury you in
All right.
them.
Sounds
I
good.
got you.
All right. Well, thank you. Love you. Appreciate your
Thank you.
time so much. Such a blessing. I really appreciate you. I can't wait to see you again. And we got some ideas we can shoot around.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I'm
I'm going to call you
excited.
right now. I'm fixing to call you. All right.
Yes.
Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.